Today I come before you with a heavy heart. I come wearing a heavy heart and disappointment and worry. And I can't help but think or wonder, what are we doing in this country? Where are we going? What is the point of everything? What am I talking about? Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode. This is the Kabelo Khosana Experience, and I'm your host, Kabelo Khosana. Welcome to it. In my head, all I hear is applause. I know there might be two of you or one of you watching this, but welcome to it. This is the Kabelo Khosana Experience, a podcast where I speak on my unpopular opinions. And if you want to understand what this podcast is about, just go back to the previous episodes and watch and understand what we engage on this. So basically, this is off the bat, off the cuff, like unscripted, like this is a platform where I come and I just share my opinions, my unpopular opinions. I share my views on the world, on how I see things, on how I see politics, how I see money, how I see economy, how I see people. These are my opinions, and this is the Kabelo Khosana Experience. So welcome to it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, today I wear a heavy heart. And the reason why I wear a heavy heart is it's just I've been looking at how this is man-made actually. This is not natural. That's the thing. What heavies on my heart, what weighs on my heart is something that is man-made. The system and how it is structured, like in South Africa. Is it just me, or does it feel like the system is designed to make you fail, especially as a black man? You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't mean like these are my opinions. Like I'm not a racist. I'm not intending to be racist or anything, but this is a message based, or an opinion, let me put it like that, based on the way I live life and the way I experience life. It feels like the system has been designed to make you fail. Like it feels like that. Like I don't know if I'm making sense to you, but it does feel like the system is designed to make you fail. What do I mean by that? I did an episode previously about the promises that were made in 1994 to most black people in South Africa and the coloreds and the Indians: freedom, economic freedom, financial freedom, you know what I mean? Political freedom. But it's been over 30 years since democracy came and left. So it makes me wonder, like, doesn't matter how hard I try, it just feels like this system is designed to make me fail. Like I'm a hard worker. Very innovative. I consider myself an intellectual, actually. I think above the average person. I think above the average person, and it's a fact. It's not something that I feel. No, it's a fact. I think above the average person, and I have been in business in this country, and I've seen people be in business in this country, and somehow it's just set up to make you fail. Like, let's look at all the billionaires of this country. Who are they? First, Patrice Motsepe. Then comes your underdogs, not even an underdog, but in the billionaire sphere, your Ramaphosa's, coming to think about it, these are the two people that I can actually think of on the top of my head. But obviously, there's more. There's more black successful men or businessmen in South Africa. But the ones that are known, or the monopoly capital of the black elite, we all know who they are. Do your research and find out who they are. So these are people who obviously have political ties. They have political ties, and that is the main reason why they are succeeding in this country. So what does that say to me as a viewpoint? That in order for you to be successful in this country, you have to have a political affiliation. Which I don't like politics. I personally am not political. I do not like politics at all, because these are politics that are designed to trick you. You know what I mean? You have all these parties that stand for one thing and the other, and they go against each other. But at the end of the day, these guys are all friends. They're all friends. They eat together. They go to each other's kids' birthdays. Their kids go to the same schools. And you and I are out here fighting against one another because of we think that party, that's a topic for another time. We'll get to it. We are going to get to it at some point eventually. But my point is, this system is rigged. That's what I'm saying. Like, take a look around, man. If you're a black man, it's even harder for you in this world. Like on the planet, globally. Like, you have to work 10 times harder to be on an equilibrium with a lot of successful folks. So it's like that. And the main reason why I say this is because of I, as a township boy myself, coming from a township, you know what I mean? There's certain things that I was exposed to growing up. Like, there were certain levels of success that I knew, or I was exposed to, or I was taught, basically, until I ventured further than what I was used to. So this system is rigged. And as a black man, it's even harder for you. If you go to the townships right now, so I want you to understand this. Like, a township is not just a physical place. A township is also a mind of state. It's a state of mind. It's the way you think, the way you communicate, the way you do things. That's also a township. You know what I mean? Because of coming out of there, I remember for the very first time when I met somewhat, I will say use this word, but I'm not saying that people in a township are not civilized. They are civilized to that certain degree, to whatever degree that they know. But when I stepped out and met civilized people, more civilized people, and I was there in my Kasi, you know, street, you know what I mean? Plus, I'm from Pitori, you know. I'm like, yo, it's boy, why is what jaja? And they looked at me like, wow, he's ghetto. And I got offended by that. At that particular time, I got offended because of a thing. Oh my God, that's so bougie. What is this? And little did I know that I was actually being like that, you know, how they described me at that particular time, because of this. That is what I was exposed to. That is what I knew at that particular time. And yeah, so now I'm friends with those people. You know what I mean? The ones that said, he's ghetto. So back to the point. The system is rigged, and as a black man, you have to work harder. Coming from a township, we are only exposed to certain opportunities, exposed to type of education, a type of think. I have a problem with a lot of township people. I'm a township person myself. Don't get me twisted. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think like that anymore. It takes some doing. It takes some work. You know, you train yourself out of something. As much as if you were taught to be something, you can also unlearn something. It happens. You learn something new to replace the old. You know what I mean? So I have a problem basically with a lot of men from the township. Yo, bafowethu. I'm gonna say this in the most gassy way possible so that lokonungu bafowethu. I'm shocking my white viewers. Why am I so racial today? Oh my god. Anyway, bafowethu. Coming from where you are or coming from where you come from, I've always wanted to be a rapper or a musician, whatever the case may be, because of that is what I was exposed to. Not all of us can become that, you know? So what I'm trying to say is a lot of men, black men in South Africa, do not participate in the national economy because of they do not understand it, you know? You do not understand what an economy is. You do not understand how to be a part of an economy, how to be part of a flow. There's a whole economy happening in front of you. Transactions are moving right in front of you, and you have no idea what they are. Every single day, you see transactions in front of you, but you are not sure or you don't know what you're looking at. You see bread being delivered in your townships. Where do you think that bread comes from? Who do you think owns the bakeries that delivers the bread in your townships? You see milk, sweets, whatever it is, the basic necessities, things that you use, the soap that you use to bath in the morning before you go to work. Who makes that? How does it end up in your hand? Do you know how that works? So this is what actually weighs heavy on my heart. It's because of we would rather fucking want, excuse my French. You see how emotional I got there because of this subject? You would rather work for somebody, wake up early in the morning, catch a train, catch a bus, catch a taxi, whatever the case may be, commute to wherever you're commuting to, come back, repeat, do the same thing every single day. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me twisted. There's nothing wrong with that. But for how long are you going to do that? A lot of people do that their whole lives until they reach 65 and they retire, quote unquote retire. And before you know it, they don't have anything. They still live in their mama's back room. They live in their back mama. Like this is it's a, I don't know whether to call it a pandemic or the other word. It's a situation, basically. You live in your mama's house. You build back rooms in your mama's house. You live in the back rooms of your mama's house. Then you want to tell me that you're partaking in the economy of this country. Brother, you're not doing anything. Brother, you're not even partaking in the smallest economical transaction, which offers transportation, something that is taking you from point A to point B, which you can easily get into if you wanted to. But no, you would rather focus on, dog, I'm going to get that mixtape out, dog. Psst. Your peers owns mines. John Foster, Verwoerd on the other side. They own farms. They have cows. They have land. Huh? They left their mama's house at the age of 18 or younger when they went to university or when they got another piece of land. And let's not use apartheid again as an excuse that, yeah, I'm poor, I was born poor, blah, 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 boo-hoo, sad, sobby stories. We've had that enough. It's time for action now. What are you doing about your situation? If you think that life is so unfair, life is unfair. Unfortunately, it's never going to be fair. But what are you doing about it? What are you doing about the situation? What have you done? What have you contributed towards your future? If I ask you right now, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Most of township boys don't even know where they're going to be in 5 days, let alone in 5 hours. Sad. And that's the reality, brothers. So I'm not saying this to make you wrong or anything like that. Like, there's a lot of merchants of chaos on the internet. What do I mean by merchants of chaos? People that promote bad news. They push bad narratives. Oh, look at blah, he's stealing from the people. Oh, look at B, he is selling our country to. Those are merchants of chaos. They sell chaos. They get you. I'm not trying to be that. I'm trying to be here so that we can come up with solutions. What do we do? So I did something about it. I escaped the hood. I escaped the township. And it's possible, you know? It's just, I understand sometimes fear can happen, but sometimes we need a push. I got a little push in my life, and I got a push, which was it was a push. Let me just put it like that, simple or plain. It was a push for me to move in that direction. If it wasn't for that push, I think I'd still be in the township, sadly. But I got that push, and I lost everything, basically. I lost everything. And I got out of the hood. That pushed me to like, okay, I don't have nothing. I'm at rock bottom. When you're at rock bottom, the only way is up. That's the only way. You're at rock bottom, the only way you can go is up. So I pushed myself, invested 5 to 6, 7 years of my life developing, learning about me, reading books, something that I was never used to, something that it is not a culture in a lot of townships. We don't read. It's not just the township, it's actually the country. Like, a reading culture. We need that. It's very important. I was amongst people who read every single day. Every single day we had a course room, study time, dedicated study time. Sometimes it's 2.5 hours, sometimes it's 5 hours, sometimes it's the whole day. It became a norm for me. I actually started enjoying reading because of there's also a method of when you read and you think you don't understand something, it's not that. I will get to it. It's called study technology, so that I don't leave you in mystery. It's called study technology, and at some point we will get to it. It's a technology by L. Ron Hubbard, a famous philosopher in the US who was an educator who came up with this method of studying. We have never actually been taught how to learn. So the study technology teaches you how to learn. And once you know how to learn, the sky's the limit. Trust me. I love reading. I never used to love reading, but now I love reading. We need to start that. A reading culture amongst. So I don't want to be all over the show, even though this is unscripted. I don't want to be all over the show. I want us to come to a conclusion, As much as the township is a bad place, it's a system. It's a gulag. You know what I mean? It is a concentration camp. If you understand where townships actually started or why they were made, those places were not made to raise families or to raise productive kids. Townships were actually designed for workers that came from rural areas or wherever to live there so that they can be closer to their jobs. Somehow we adopted townships and made them our own. Like this is where we belong. No, it's not where we belong. It's not. And I hate it when I keep hearing things like township economies. Let's do a township. What is that? What is a township economy? What? These are just things that are trying to trap you more into being where you are stuck. You need to get out of that and look at the whole global economy, my friend, if you didn't know, South Africa's main economy is mining, farming. Let's just, before I go into other things, mining and farming are the biggest things in South Africa. But how many courses or university degrees are on mining or are on farming or agriculture or anything related to that? That is our economy. That is our resource as a country. We thrive from agriculture and mining, and somehow and engineering. We don't have enough engineers in this country. Mathematics has been turned into mathematics literacy. I don't know what is that. It's just, oh my God. Guys, you need to wake up. Like, I plead with you. You need to wake up. Y'all need to wake up and start focusing on what things that really matter. Nobody cares about your Gucci shoes or your Gucci shirt. Yeah, the girls might care, but those are just material. 20 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line, they tear, they wear down, and then you're back to square one. You don't have anything to give your kids or your grandkids, or you don't have a generational anything. The only thing that is generational is poverty that we keep passing on to our grandkids and families because of we are stuck on stupid things and we're not focused on what matters, the real economy of this country. We need people to take charge. You have all these politicians playing you for a Popeye because of you don't understand or you don't know what is the real things. They're out there. All the politicians that you know in this country, they are part of the biggest companies in this country and abroad. They are board members. They are shareholders. Why? Because of they are politicians. These are the people that actually engage with global companies that want to bring business into this country. For an example, Anglo American, the biggest company that owns 90% of this country, basically. Who do you think are the board members of Anglo American? Huh? Do your research, man. Wake up. Worry about things that actually matter. Start worrying about things that actually matter and stop worrying about stupid things like going to clubs. What are you drinking this weekend? That is dumb. The dumbest things. I used to be part of that, and I escaped it. You can too. You can escape it. So what is the way forward? The way forward is that, unfortunately, we have a literacy problem. We have a literacy problem in this country. Even though we want to start a reading culture, we have people who cannot read, people who cannot write. But the good thing about this is that it's solvable. We can do something about it. It's solvable. If a person can't read, you can actually teach them how to read. It's not the end of the world for them. They can learn. Instead of sitting at the corners there talking about, umone jo, damane na tshetse jo, damantse ba tla round ba tlo we bone it. Guys, talking about the wrong things. Let's talk about how are we going to take our economy back as a country. How do we move forward together? So how do we move forward? Like-minded people. Obviously, if this has reached you and you have watched until this point, that means there's something about you. I spoke to you. And you want to do something. You want to change the conditions in your life. I'm not a preacher. I am just a man who is making his way on this planet as well. and as I go, I want to share my story and I want to share my experience with you. So get together, 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, every now and then. You can reach out to me. I'm available. I'm reachable. If you have the urge or you want to change your conditions, formulate a group, come together, you can start there, talk about the problems. That doesn't help, but it's something. Do something. Something can be done about it. Come together. If you need my help, I have a lot of things that I can help you with. Not money. I'm not going to give you money. It's never, don't come to me. Yeah, I'm not going to give, I don't have money myself. Okay. I don't have money myself. The point is, intellectuals, we can get together. We can share ideas. You might know something that I do not know. I might know something that you do not know. We share ideas. We move forward. We build something. We build structures. So this is one thing that I wish I had done when I was still in the township, if I had this knowledge basically back then. So the first thing that I would do is I would find like-minded individuals, kids that show potential, who are mostly in high school. Bring them together, start like something like a book club. We read some things, we share what we have read throughout that week. That would be my start, my way. I don't know, you can do whatever. That would be my way of starting. We start a reading club. Maybe you read a magazine or you read an article from the internet or from the newspaper, wherever. Then when we come together, we share those things that we have read. And we share those ideas and your understanding of it, This gets the brain working. It gets you going. It gets a conversation going. You're sharing ideas among yourselves. This is how I would start, And then from there, obviously, with the programs or the things that I have learned myself, I would start introducing them slowly but surely, like at a gradient. Start introducing things like taking care of your environment. Oh my God, another thing. Oh my God. How do people live in such filth? I cannot understand this. It's getting worse. Instead of, oh my God. So that would be another thing. Putting this group together during the weekend or on a Sunday, we would clean up a street corner. Your street corners are filthy. Clean them up. How do you live in such filth? I cannot fathom, I fail to understand how people live in such filth and they're okay with it or they contribute to the filth. It bogs my mind. It's unbelievable. Like you would listen to people, how they talk about the townships, like, oh my God, they're so filthy. Like all of us, we are like that. Not all of us are like that. We're not all like that. So I would do that, get the group to clean up. We would clean up the environment. Taking care of your environment, that's the most important thing. Making it look nice. Making sure, safeguarding the community, making sure that the community is safe. There's no robbery happening in the community. We work hand in hand with the police. We would start something like a community police forum. Like you take charge of your own community. That's where it starts. Have you ever heard of the saying charity begins at home? It doesn't literally mean your house. It can be your house, but your community is also your home. Charity begins at home. Start there. If you want to change things, start changing your own environment. I've said enough. My throat is dry. I feel like I've said enough. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are about this. Let's engage, man. We've been the last of all races for a very long time. I personally do not believe in race. It's just a skin color. I do not partake or subscribe in such. Unfortunately, it's a social construct of society, unfortunately, people classify themselves, beings classify themselves according to their skin color and according to their hair. It's the most dumbest thing ever, but it happens. Yeah, unfortunately, that does. I don't subscribe to such, but unfortunately, I have to speak to. Have to speak a language that would make sense to you, that you would understand, and you would relate to me. Because of, if you are watching and you look like me, then it would make sense to you. Please take care of your environment. Take care of yourself. Clean your communities. They are filthy. I went to the township the previous weeks where I grew up. Oh my God. Have you ever seen darkness? It's dark. Not literally dark, but it just feels dark. There's a dark cloud, something. Like, I couldn't understand it. I was like, this is not where I grew up. And I thought about it. I was like, damn, I was here. I didn't know I lived like this. Or maybe back then it wasn't like this. I have no idea. But what I know is you need to change that. Change it. You cannot go about minding, I'm going to mind my own business. I'm going to do my thing and I'm going to escape the hood. Bruh, you're almost 30 or you are 30. Whatever your age is, you're 24, 25. I don't care. I mean, I do, but I don't care. Change your ways. Like a boy that I used to know died in the township. And he was not even the target. He got shot in a car because of they were looking for somebody that he was traveling with. And I'm like, wow, this is the township life. A lot of boys are going to end up like this because of they have no role models. First thing first, I understand that. I had no role model. I had to pull myself out of the pit. So let's do something about it. Let's get together. Let's start changing the conditions. Let me know what you would do. Like, what can you do? Type in the comment section below. What can you do to change the conditions of your community? How can you partake in the wellness, in the well-being of your community, of your household? You know, like, it starts with you, man. Like I said, you can reach out to me and then we can talk. I don't want to be engaging in stupidity or idiotic things. I have a lot. I need to progress. I need to move the world forward. I need to change conditions, and you need to change conditions. Link up. Let's find out. Let's see. Let's build. Let's see what we can do, man. We can do a lot. Trust me. We can do a lot together, like-minded people coming together, doing something. I'm inviting you, brother, sister. I'm inviting you. Let's come together. Let's build. Egos aside. Just soul to soul, being to being. Let's engage. This is the KK experience, the Kabelo Khosana experience, and I am your host. Let's see each other again.